All right, we're here with another installment of Different Lens. We have a guest today, and Jared's going to introduce a guest. But right now, I'm Mark Williams, and to my right, I have
Katrina the Face,
and she has to her right
the gambler, the tragic antagonist, Different Lens, baby.
And do us a favor, introduce our guest today.
And to my right, I have one of the young upcoming goats of this sports thing, DJ Dunston. Worked with me at the Shadow League some years ago, and he has some of the most, I say, insightful and weird.
I like weird. I wouldn't call it weird,
and,
but
intellectual.
Introduce me as weird. I don't appreciate that.
Takes. Weird is good. Eccentric.
Not always. Weird is not always good.
No, eccentric.
But he said weird first.
Eccentric is better.
He said weird first.
He meant eccentric.
I stand corrected.
I mean, you can say it, but
I get described as eccentric a lot. That's how we'll go with it.
Tell us a little bit about
How I
you.
feel.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I mean, I've been in the game for about 7 years now as a sports writer, just covering the NBA, college football, everything you can think of. Just, a wordsmith like JR here. Worked there at the Shadow League, worked at Yahoo, does work Bleacher Report. I've been all over the place.
Gotcha. Well, welcome. Where are you originally from? Florida, Georgia?
From DC.
DC.
Came from the University of Georgia, moved up here like right after college and haven't left since.
You like New York?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I haven't left, obviously. I had a chance to leave.
it's better.
It's better than Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not built for the South.
A lot of people leave New York to go down south.
Yeah,
People from New York, maybe.
A lot of people leave to go down south. So that's why I asked that.
I was there for a few years and it was a little too slow for me. I mean, it's just not culturally, I just didn't fit in.
I got you.
I'm from DC, so I belong in the up north or
Okay.
maybe out west.
In the cold.
Northeast. Peace from the
In the cold.
Northeast.
Oh my. So where do we want to start today? What do you want to start with? Lead off with today.
Me lead off.
Yeah. Lead off.
You
Let's
did
go.
lead off today.
Yeah, lead off.
Especially since we haven't seen you since the Kaepernick workout in Atlanta
16 weeks ago.
That was like, yeah.
16 weeks ago.
Yeah, you're right.
So what's been tickling your soul lately?
What's been tickling my soul?
Yes.
I know that there's been a lot of talk of the human trafficking, and recently that story of the girl that got abducted in front of her mom, and it was all
Can you put that in air quotes though? Abducted.
abducted.
Yeah.
All right, 23
In front of her
years old.
mom. The video was going viral when she got abducted, and of course the social media world and everything went crazy. It's scared, like, okay, human trafficking is real. Hours later, the girl shows up. Like, her mom went to the police station. He went searching for her and everything. She shows up. Comes to find out that she set it all up because she wanted to get away from her mother. I think her mother was taking her back to like Honduras or something. Her mom was very strict.
Yeah, mom was, she probably was cutting up. She probably was cutting up.
Well, she had a
running the
boyfriend.
streets
But
with those guys.
Wait, she had a
And mom's like,
21-year,
nah.
23-year-old boyfriend, supposedly in the gang.
Too fat.
And he's the one, him and his friends
They
did that.
Yeah,
Mind you,
idiots. That was going
But
on.
wait,
blame
but
like
wait,
teenage hormones.
They
for
might
that.
ruin their life because you can get in trouble for that. So they did that.
Wait, they're the abductors? Those guys were?
Her
They set
boyfriend
it
and his
up.
friends, yes, she set it up.
To take her in front of her mom so she wouldn't
But
have to go back to
can
her
you
daughter.
imagine
I got
as a
that. That's
mother?
crazy.
Can you imagine as a mother that your daughter getting kidnapped in front of you? Like that. First
That
of all,
alone traumatizing.
she got traumatized. They pushed the mother down.
Oh
They
yeah.
pushed her down.
Yeah,
Yes,
she
it's
probably
on-
said, don't worry about nothing you gotta do to my mom's in the process. It just make it
push
look
it down,
more
they
real.
push it down.
You gotta punch her in her face, do it.
I'm staying here.
If you gotta kick her, do it.
That's almost sociopath. It worries me.
But the major issue about it is that it, like, with the human trafficking, I feel like it set us back. Because now people take it as a joke. Because,
right.
like, if somebody gets kidnapped, is it real or is it
Right.
not? I saw a
One
video
incident, get it? That's
I
like
saw a video-
Tawana Brawley Part 2.
But they too that's 87.
Yeah, yeah.
87.
There's a video that was
I wouldn't even lie
going
to you.
around on Facebook. I don't know if you guys saw it. These people on their doorbell camera, you hear a girl screaming, "Help me!"
Yeah,
in the
she's
car.
driving by.
But
Yeah.
So some people might be like, "Oh, that's probably BS or
Yeah.
something." But human trafficking is real. It's out here. It's people who lived and survived it. But that stuff like that, I feel like sets us back a little bit.
Right.
And now that we have
It's
the
like
platform,
cry wolf type.
yeah, but we have the platform now to speak about it. Now it's like I feel like that put us a few steps back.
Mm-hmm.
And the 16-year-old girl, I feel like she should just like she
She's probably gonna end up going back to that country anyway.
She's definitely going back. After that, she's definitely going back. But she can have charges against her. She can have charges against her.
She gotta leave.
Right, she most likely won't.
She a juvenile.
But yeah, I mean, kids do the craziest thing.
The guys who kidnapped her might get in trouble for that.
Especially when you're young, dumb, and in love. So she, you know, she obviously didn't want to go back to Honduras because she's comfortable here.
Right.
She's running with her boyfriend. He's running with the gang. Life is a party. Life's a party. I ain't trying to go back there.
Her mother probably was sending her back because she had a 23-year-old boyfriend. You 16, worried about 23-year-old boy?
Double down.
Yeah,
bugging.
Yep.
But that was. I felt like that was. I know it was a little while ago that story came out, but.
Good point. Can I ask you a question as a woman though? Is there a natural fear for women? Like, because I see women, they still travel. You see them 3 o'clock in the morning, they out by themselves. At night, they hopping in it. Even, you know, women I know, they act like they have no fear. 11, 12 o'clock at night, they just hop out and go to the store. Kids.
I think it comes with the comfortability in your neighborhood and just, you know, they might carry mace or something with them. Me personally, in my neighborhood, I could go out and go do that and I feel comfortable. But everywhere, it doesn't matter where, it happens anywhere. So I'm the type of person too that's always on my P's and Q's. Like, for example, when you're out and about, I'm not gonna have my headphones on. I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
Some people are down in their phone walking around, and that's how some girls get caught up. They sitting there worried about the next thing. Also, me to women, like I feel like some girls, like I've seen them all the time that do this thing. Cause say you're coming out the mall, you put your bags in your car first, and then you try to get in your car. Me, I heard the Ted Bundy stories and all of that. I hop in my car with my bags. Like, I'm always, and then if I feel like somebody's approaching me, I get in the car and lock my door.
Which is a great transition. I want to hear you guys' opinion on the guy that became popular, Sonny, dragging the girl off the train. It was a big deal for like a week.
Oh my God.
Oh, doing the red?
I don't think I saw this.
I saw that.
The guy
He tried to
that
kidnap
ran the lady up
her.
and ran off the train.
I didn't see this. I didn't see this.
Oh,
He tried to-
man.
You had to be
That's
under a
in
rock the
Brooklyn.
last week, Dr.
That's
Red.
in
Last week,
That's in
yeah. I
Brooklyn
mean,
or
you know,
Bronx?
I've been out
It was in
of the
Brooklyn or
city.
Bronx?
That was in Bronx. Bronx again.
I've been out of the city for last
Sorry,
week.
bro.
No, that video.
He claimed it's damaging. He claimed that they all homeless. They're on the train. He claimed that she was asking him to get away from the guy that she was with.
And it was knocked out on the train.
Supposedly she was getting abused.
So he picks her up and tries to snatch her off. Picks her up and tries to run off the train with her. And she starts yelling and screaming. And then the guy gets up. He was mad shook. He wasn't gonna do
He
anything.
ain't do nothing.
He's like, whoa, look at there was one person. She was like, there was one person sitting on the track. One big dude. And he's like, who?
I
Where?
think he was too big for him.
Where? Who?
But he
Come on,
got
man.
what he deserved. I saw the video of him getting
Oh,
beat
then
up.
he got beat up about
But
that.
babe, you know what kills me though?
That vigilante
Funniest
justice.
thing?
Oh, they got
The
him.
funniest thing, he goes, I didn't touch her. Then he goes, she needed my help. I'm like, which one is it? Like, did she need your help or did you not touch her?
He
I don't.
lifted her up off the
Oh
chair.
my! First of all, she's better than me because I would have been kicking, fighting. She just was screaming, yo, put me down. I'm fighting, biting, punching, everything. You're not gonna sit there and grab me because he really could have got away with her because the guy was still sitting there.
Yeah, he was soft. He wanted. Question from the audience. You guys asked that question to them regarding how did you guys feel being younger and traveling the streets late at night?
I personally don't like to because I just don't like to get out of bed, honestly. But if I had to go to the store in my neighborhood, I could go because I feel comfortable and I know like a lot of the people on the block, so I feel like I'm good no matter what.
You know the people that do things. Yeah, I got you. How much?
Honestly, that's how you. I feel like it's all a comfortability level.
Yeah. Trafficking is a different type of crime.
I mean, you don't traffic in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean, not an expert on traffic.
Honestly, I feel like they know. They know.
In the hood, traffic is just called trafficking is just called trapping.
Hypothetically speaking, no,
Yeah.
why they know you.
With human trafficking, they know they're predators, so they know who to pick and choose.
Right.
And I'm not saying that certain women are easy to get. They just know perfect timing. Like they pay attention to your movements. And like as I say, for women, you need to always be on your P's and Q's. Don't ever feel like you're safe anywhere. Like, and I don't want to scare people. I don't want to scare women. But when I walk into my car in a dark parking lot, I'm not gonna sit there and stroll. Like some people just stroll through. Like, oh, like it's nothing. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna pay attention to my
Walk
surroundings.
lively.
Yeah. And one thing I do is I keep my keys in between my fingers. My parents taught me that always when you're walking, keep your fingers, keep your keys in between your fingers. Listen, somebody come up on you, you're good. So my parents raised me to a point where like I know how to deal with something like that. So like I said, I walk with comfortability, and you have to just be on your P's and Q's as women. Like I just feel like some people just are oblivious to things and just walk around like, oh, it's nothing. Like, all right, I'm safe here. Or I feel like they don't really know. Like they feel like the world's not like they don't know something can happen to them until it happens to them.
Gotcha.
You ever see that like with families? Like, okay, that's just happening like in Nebraska or something until it really happens to your family. So it's a big thing. It happens a lot. And honestly, because of it, I haven't traveled out the world outside of the U.S. because I don't really feel comfortable yet. Because I know what happens in a lot of countries and stuff. So I really, even you can go with your boyfriend. You can go. They still snatch you.
Yeah, the movie's taken.
Yeah, it scares me, but I feel like I can't. You can't sit there and stop your life. So I'm planning on changing that, and that's why I say to women, you have to be on your P's and Q's.
Throw you in the sexual circle.
Definitely don't go to South America.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Well, we're going to wrap up this.
Trina was on her A game.
She came in already swinging.
Trafficking. That's nothing to play with.
But seriously, with all due respect, that is nothing to play with. And that's what, ladies, watch yourselves. I know I heard a story about a young man trying to take somebody out of Uber. Just be careful. Handle your business.
Some sickos out here right now.
Definitely carry that swammy if you need to, whatever the case may be.
They hit different.
Definitely hit different.
DJ Killer,
I feel like Chris Rock right now.
Okay.
We
better go to our DJ.
I just feel like Chris Rock right now when he talking about like I just realized I need a gun, you know.
Second Amendment. But anyway, DJ Killer Court, take us out.
Killer Court.
Shake it.
Shake it. We're back at Different Lens. Again, Mark, you are?
The face, Katrina.
You are?
The gambler, the tragic antagonist, it hit different.
Okay, he's excited right now. We have a guest. Introduce yourself real fast, Mr. Guest.
The newbie, DJ Dunston.
DJ. How do you get the DJ tag?
Oh,
the young genius.
Actually, yeah, it's complicated. My initials, but I changed my name, like my first, last, and middle name a few years back.
Oh, okay. So you kept the DJ?
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to assume that you get Zigga Zigga?
Nah, actually.
Okay, we got our own Zigga Zigga. We got our own Zigga Zigga. But you worked at Yahoo and you worked at the Shadow League. Can you tell us a little bit about the NBA All-Star voting, the process in of itself? Because I looked at the numbers the other day, and they had Luka, which I kind of expect, the Greek Freak, but there was a couple of names in there that looked kind of funny, like as far as getting a lot of votes and possibly could actually win the starting job. Taco Fall and Alex Caruso.
Yeah. Like I called him Bizarro, Discount, Bird, Magic. But, NBA needs some Celtic Lakers rivalries.
Yeah, that's definitely one.
Some reserves, but yeah, right there. Well, basically, it's a percentage of the players, of the fans get about 50%, and the players and the coaches.
Right.
They get a say in it as well. Right now, you got Luka leading the voters, Giannis obviously, Trae Young surprisingly in the East, which is crazy considering they've won 10 games.
No, but that's legit though, isn't his team is kind of whack, but he's doing all right.
Yeah, it's a lot of. I feel like it's a lot of volume, but me personally, I would have liked someone on a winning squad, but I guess it's a fans game,
right?
So I guess the fans don't really necessarily need someone who's.
They don't
winning basketball. They only out.
It's a popularity contest.
It is.
Oh, without a doubt. So basically, and the demographic is getting younger and younger and younger.
It's online.
Because it's probably younger.
It's online. It's in his phone.
Yeah, because everyone was so, the prognosticators and such, and the analysts, they were saying, oh, how come, these guys have more votes than LeBron? But there's a 15-year age gap.
Yeah.
15 years between LeBron and Luka.
That's crazy.
So ain't too many kids. The ones who really drive the online voting, that's going to be on the computer to click and vote, they're not going to pick LeBron over a millennial that's coming up, the new guy that's coming up.
That's true.
Because they're going to look at LeBron's old.
Yeah, he's a dinosaur.
This is not his peak years.
It's Giannis.
So they're not looking at that.
It's Giannis' time, it's Luka's time, it's Trae's time. Because remember, Trae Young was a big star coming out of college, so it's coming out of nowhere. They were comparing him to Steph Curry. And funny, he's done more to at least honor those comparisons than I thought he would.
Yeah,
soon.
He's definitely like evolved quicker than I thought he would. Like he started out really slow last year. You know, he was chucking up 30-footers and missing like 70% of them, but
and he's lighting the ass too, though.
Oh yeah,
he was lighter on the ass last year than he is now. And
yeah, he's been away from him a little bit. He's getting there. Like it was like Steph when he came in the league.
Exactly.
Steph was a small dude. Yep. He wasn't a great point guard ball handler, but he improved. But Trey's ahead of us. I mean, I don't think he's ever going to be his level as a pure shooter.
Right now, he's a scorer. He's a volume
scorer.
He's
Yeah, exactly.
So let's go back a couple years ago. Yao Ming, Shaq. Yao Ming was winning the All-Star Game votes because he had all of China, and China has 10 zillion people voting, right?
They do.
The same thing's going on now. Luka's probably leading right now. Was he leading?
Yeah. He was leading Giannis by like 600 votes.
And where's LeBron? Third?
Yeah, LeBron was the only player in the East with the million votes.
You're not getting them Hong Kong votes.
Exactly. So is Luka, because he's basically representing Europe, for the lack of a better phrase, here in globalization. And globalization, can we tie that to...
And age.
Can we tie that to David Stern?
Plus...
R.I.P.
David
Stern.
Yeah,
I was about to say that.
Plus the most important thing that I wrote about in the Shadow League last week is race, obviously.
Right, before we get to the race, let's honor David Stern for what he did as far as globalization of the NBA.
Yeah.
And we're not going to trounce on a dead young man.
David Stern was a monster. He had his positives, and some would say he had his cultural challenges.
Right, I would go with that. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, but by the time like when they have to wear
the dress
uniform,
code,
right,
the Iverson rule.
Yeah, he was an older guy by then. He was in his late 60s.
Right.
He was showing his age.
And like Goodell, he didn't want nobody to F the money up.
Yeah, he came
He
out.
didn't want y'all young dudes to F the bag up. That's all it really was.
He came out when Jordan and were wearing suits to games, looking professional.
He
came out.
He came in like
84. Our fans are on Wall Street. They're big time businessmen.
I mean,
I'm talking about the ones that buy the tickets.
Yeah, that's why the Garden is sold out for the next 20 years.
But I'll give him credit for this. He never actually, the thing is, he never actually enforced it. It was more of sort of
it's
for the sponsors, winking and nodding.
Adam Silver moves the same way.
Yeah, but there's a difference though. Adam Silver, no disrespect to Mr. Stern and his regime again, is Adam has embraced more of the culture, and particularly as it relates to Colin Kaepernick, although he's football, but the situation that David Stern had in his era was when Chris Jackson at the time had a situation also. God bless David Stern. Right. I'm not knocking him, but
he just evolved with the time.
Exactly.
Because remember, he's a disciple
20 years,
of
we'll
David
see
Stern.
what we talk about Adam
He's a disciple of David Stern. He
time passes everyone by.
He studied David Stern for 20 years.
I'll say this about Stern. I don't think any commissioner has ever changed any league, had this much impact on any sport. Like, you can't think of anyone.
Oh, even other commissioners bow down now.
Yeah, nobody.
Right. All
they
of
all
them
came to him. Paul Bettman used to be an exec for him.
Right.
I agree with that. Bud Selig. It's comparable what Bud Selig did for baseball as far as expansion and globalization. They both had the same.
Baseball was already.
They had a lot of the same concepts.
Baseball went the opposite direction. I mean, maybe revenue-wise, but they were
popular. Not popularity-wise, revenue-wise, but globally. You have people now in Africa, Netherlands, playing baseball they've never played baseball.
Other than soccer, which one's the biggest sport? We know that soccer.
Basketball.
You think basketball?
Yeah, I think basketball.
Across the world?
Yeah.
Besides soccer?
Besides soccer.
Yeah.
I think now it's definitely.
For sure.
I'm sure if we ran a number.
Where don't they play basketball? I think Sway.
I think China puts them over the top.
China, thank you. That's what I'm saying.
I really do though. China.
It's the most popular sport in China now.
Clay, can you run the numbers on that, please?
What sport would you think would be more popular than soccer or basketball?
In America, I would say football is number one.
In America, yeah.
No. Football is Super Bowl is the most watched.
No,
event.
Overall.
Football only lasts 16 weeks, but it is not more popular sport than basketball.
Sundays are shut down.
Yeah, but football is not more popular sport than basketball.
He's saying in the U.S.
Yeah, okay, in the U.S.
No.
It's up there.
You're confusing two different things. You're confusing the rarity of a 16-game football season.
I got basketball, baseball, soccer, ice hockey, tennis, golf, professional wrestling.
And that's in order?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's in America or the world?
America.
So what are they again?
Basketball, baseball, soccer, ice hockey, tennis, golf.
Which will go back to what I was trying to say. Football is like a niche sport almost. Now it's becoming in America. Is that if I'm using the right word?
It's becoming less popular in a sense because of all this concussion talk.
Played less?
How is that less popular? Sundays are
I'm not
shut
saying-
down.
No, listen.
But only for 16 weeks.
Thank you.
I got
It's
that.
because of how short the season is.
Basketball has a summer league.
82 games, summer league plus the yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of basketball.
Free agency
Basketball
is
almost
like-
all year.
But
Trades all summer long.
but popularity would encompass
That's true.
how many people play on the grassroots level, through high school, through college, through pro, and that's what everyone plays basketball.
Yeah, even people,
Football numbers are decreasing every day.
There has been football players that transferred over to play basketball.
That's true. So what do you attest to the viewership being down in the NBA and also NCAA?
The what?
Viewership, TV,
Oh, that's the
smartphone.
well. That
Because
pertains.
people get free streaming now. Like,
Yeah,
that's why
more
like,
games available.
The NBA has a
Yes.
problem with everyone's resting. You know, no one's taking the regular season seriously. It's long.
Yeah.
They watch the
That's
playoffs.
all.
That's
Load
it.
management is a problem. Like I was telling someone the other day, I never noticed this year. I'm noticing so many guys are out with illnesses.
Right.
That's like the new thing now. That's no one's talking about. Everyone's sitting out like last weekend. I noticed it was like 10 stars sitting out with illness.
Right.
Or like some sort of minor ankle thing that an injury we didn't see them. They didn't get like in game.
Right.
So suddenly it was like, oh, I was sick.
All of a sudden.
So going back to like LeBron's early in LeBron's career, there's only a couple teams in basketball that we know gonna really win. Like we know it's gonna be Lakers, Clippers in the Western Conference. Like nothing else is gonna happen this
people
season.
Wait, like, all right, I'm gonna wait till
Right,
the
nobody
playoffs.
pays the same attention
I'm gonna
anymore
tell
to the
you,
regular
I fall
season.
into that category.
They wait
because
for
I
the
only watch.
playoffs.
I either watch games I know are gonna be close games, or I know it's gonna be all right.
Leave
It's
that to
playoffs.
your
I fall into
ESPN
that.
talking
I do
heads who
that.
have made the playoffs.
I do watch
Everything in regular
NCAA
season
though. I
means-
do watch that.
You're right.
I'm very interested in watching that.
That's fine. You said something about ESPN and their talking heads?
Yeah, they've made the regular season mean nothing.
Yes.
Now the playoffs mean everything. You used to be able to enjoy a regular season knowing that your team wasn't going to win a championship and it wasn't a big deal. You might even have some optimism, every now and I'm sure those Atlanta Hawks teams with Dominique thought they could beat the Celtics. And those Houston Rockets teams thought they could, with Sampson, thought they could beat the Lakers. And I remember when Sleepy Floyd dropped 50 in the playoffs, that one game. But in reality, no one was defeating the Lakers and the Celtics.
Like,
you know what I mean?
You lost those two.
It's like, so nobody, and
So
then they tell you ain't Jack
'Cause you-
Dookie if you don't win a
Win the title. 'Cause
championship
you won
anymore.
a title. Yeah.
So who really
Look
cares?
at how we treat James Harden. James Harden improved a lot. Like, especially defense. We used to clown him for that. But
He's a
now
monster.
We clown him because he loses to Golden State in
Yeah, we
Game
do
6.
clown him. Unfortunately, and we almost don't enjoy, at least me personally, I guess the pure basketball guys like yourself enjoy James Harden a little bit more than I do.
I hate James Harden's game.
Because
the flop.
I would just like for him to complete the mission, be the best player, and also
win a championship.
know how to sacrifice like the greatest players did and give up
He played
yourself.
all 82.
Like
though.
James Worthy did for entire. James Worthy
You don't-
sacrificed points his entire career to basically become a forgotten man. If you
He's
would
the
have
third,
if you would have asked
second,
James Worthy now, was it worth it to be totally forgotten like you were a bum, right? When you could have played on another team and averaged 26 a game for your career.
What do you think he's going to say? Give me those
I don't
rings.
know.
Give me those rings.
I don't know that.
Give me those
Because as you sit and you're 60 years old and everybody talks about the Magic, Kareem, Lakers, when it was really legitimately a big three,
I mean,
that would hurt me
it
a
wasn't
little.
like he missed out on like a max contract back then. There was no max contracts.
Right, but he would have never stayed with the Lakers his entire career if they were max contract.
That's true. That's true.
Because
I
he
think the money
would have
was
challenged
too.
himself and see if he could have been
Yeah,
a one.
That's why guys
Yeah.
rest so much. They're worried about the next contract.
Kyrie could have won 2 more championships with LeBron.
Let's
He
not ever
just
discuss
didn't feel
Kyrie
like
on this
it.
show again. You mentioned James
That
Harden
shit
plays 82 games. He only plays half the game, so he plays 41 games. He plays no defense.
Man, he's got a little better. He loses a little bit his attention.
Kyrie,
Yeah.
great one-on-one basketball player, not a team player. Cancerous. Personality is not one that's great, which is a great segue. He's of the entitled environment that's pervasive throughout basketball and sports as a whole, such as Kevin Love.
There's only one thing.
Such as Kevin Love.
Before you transition to Kevin Love's antics, I just want to say one thing. It's easy to say these things about Kyrie Irving, but what you can never take away from him is that he's actually done it. He's actually played his position, completed the task, performed incredibly and won a championship. So there's a lot of guys that have the same problems he has with ego and this and that. And yeah, they like James. They have to take the rap.
He tried to,
when he had the chance, though,
he can't accept he's a sidekick. That's
he can't. You're right.
He couldn't accept that like he was a number 2.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah,
bro?
he's great as a sidekick.
Great, yeah. Well, he's not a locker room leader. Yeah.
He's not a leader. He's
No.
he's a
Him
great,
and Kevin Durant, that's gonna be a like in terms of personality.
I've been
That's
saying
it.
they might not even
That's
listen to
gonna
court.
be a problem.
That's
That's a huge
I
issue.
said that's gonna be a big issue.
Yeah,
That's
mom,
gonna
transition
be a
us.
big issue.
Well,
I respect players that they're great and they make their team look great. Like if you're just dropping 50 points and your team's not winning, you can't win a championship, then what is that talent for?
Indeed.
I feel like you should have the talent to make your team look good. I respect players like that. And I respect LeBron because he does that.
Yeah.
He does that. Even though he can score every point on every possession, he sits there and says, you know what? I know they're gonna double team me, so I'm not gonna just throw up anything. Even though I know it's probably gonna go in or it might go in, I make my team look better. Like you.
He's frustrating to play with, though.
Yes.
But he's more talented.
Because he's like a narcissist with controlling the game.
Oh, he
But he
is.
knows-
I know.
It's not
know,
just
but the difference
with
is-
him. It's not just needing the ball. He has a certain IQ that
Yeah,
most
he does.
players don't have.
No.
So it's like the real smart kid that's a dick almost, cause right? Because you don't know what the hell he's talking
Yeah.
about. I just played,
It
bro.
makes sense. It's like he's talking
And he's like, yo, right? By the 32nd game,
he's telling you to move someplace. You know, I'm not even gonna be open. Like,
he's telling you 3 moves ahead.
yeah,
He
I just
gotta
want to
be.
play. I just want to play.
He has to be a pain in the ass to play with.
Yeah, Rondo too. I think Rondo.
Because him and Kobe are similar in
Yeah.
that very intellectual capacity to play the game. Is like nobody wants to deal with that.
Right.
Because there's people that have won championships not overthinking shit like y'all do.
Yeah, you gotta think too much. Slow down.
You know?
Slow
And it
down.
really, and if I'm not a cerebral player, I'm done playing with those guys.
Yeah.
Right? That's why cerebral players play well with them.
Yeah.
Specialists
That's true.
that
Yeah,
that can take
They know
direction.
their roles.
Because all the Broncos just like
That's why he
Jordan.
brings his friends in.
You
Like,
go
yo,
there,
this
you
man-
go down.
Yeah, I can handle him.
Yeah.
And somebody like Kyle Kuzma, you know,
That's why I didn't work out with Delonte West.
no.
Oh, no.
This is why there's a problem with Kyle Kuzma. though.
His mom has something to do
I'm
with
about to say we don't get into that.
Why would the Lakers, guys and girls, why would the Lakers even want to give up Kyle Kuzma right now when they know that they're an old team? He's 24. Why would they even be entertaining
He's
trade
not a
talks?
cornerstone or anything like that.
No.
It's not like you
But
miss
this,
him.
but no, he will.
If you get
I
some
guarantee
value
you,
from
he
him.
will come in handy one of these playoff games when you need somebody to get some.
I mean, if
buckets.
you get
Did we
value,
discuss that already?
if you get
But
value,
this is what I'm saying. But do you know why he probably won't make it with LA? Not just because LeBron, you know, is real thin-skinned and is often petty. It's because Kyle Kuzma, and this is the truth, you can't ignore it. His dating habits are so horrific. Horrific. No, you have to look at the total person, right? He's shooting a career low 42%. Every other week, he's with a new IG model and another island, this, that. He gotta tone it down,
not
bro.
draws to the game as much.
No, I'm not trying to comment on people's personal life. It's the same thing I said with OBJ.
Now he got blonde hair.
He gotta tone it down a little.
Yes, you do.
You can't let them dictate who you think you are.
Right.
You ain't nobody yet on the court. I know you are gassed beyond belief right now.
Because you got a different girl every
Oh my God, he's with
He's
the
loving the life.
he's with the
He's a
biggest and the
Laker.
brightest.
They're the best team in the league.
He
right
got
now.
his pick of the litter, bro.
Yeah.
Trust me.
And no, they're no longer scrubs. Yeah.
But I think it
Big time,
affects
baby.
your mind frame now when you go on the court and you gotta play a subservient role.
Right.
And you like, nah,
I'm the man.
I am the man.
Right.
It's like when Nick Young and D'Angelo Russell.
And it
fought.
hurts. I think in that case it hurts him, but you know.
He's young-minded, so of course he's gonna think like that. You know, but
Right,
I
he's
got.
young.
You think I'm gonna listen to you? I got 20 girls after me or whatever. You
Right.
think I got all this money? Giving young people all that money. Listen.
I mean, Robin was pulling 20,000 rebounds a game when
But
he
Robin was,
when he
was
dyed his
machine.
hair blonde, and he was a big time celebrity, but he earned his championship.
But he was already, by the time
He had
was
already won
a
them.
champ by
Right.
then, yeah. He was one of the
You know?
best defenders and rebounders.
So a lot of these guys just put the cart before the wagon nowadays,
Mm-hmm. That's the entitlement.
and that's why I want to ask DJ, what kind of, we have great players, right? We criticize Harden, Joel Embiid, I murder. Great player, love him. I just want to, you expect more from your greats, right? So who are the players to you that you think will be able to really develop without super teaming it and get a championship because Luka Doncic look like the type of player that is very focused on basketball to me.
Absolutely.
So I can see Dallas with one more player.
Giannis don't have doesn't have a.
Giannis is a different beast. He don't even want to play with.
Yeah, he don't want to play with anyone. Like,
he told the Banana Boat crew, I ain't hanging out with y'all lame.
He trains with Kobe. Like that's,
he said
he's on the Kobe. He's in the.
He said I ain't hanging with y'all lame.
He's from the Kobe school, yo.
Yo, old.
I didn't expect.
And y'all all buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
He said I ain't hanging with y'all. Straight up.
Chris Middleton. He trains with Kobe. Yeah, I'm impressed by.
I'm gonna take my
two-way
good players and make them very good. Because all he got is a bunch of good players. That's why I know he's not gonna win again.
You still got them coming out of the East.
Remember I like the Celtics. Still.
Trash.
Toronto or
Philly.
I don't like Philly.
Hate Philly.
Because I just don't like the chemistry
I don't like the Ben Simmons.
You know how
chemistry either.
The way you feel about Jamie Swinston.
All right.
The way you feel about Jamie Swinston, I feel about Ben Simmons.
Who are you? How you feel about Winston?
Oh boy, you want to do this?
Not a big fan.
Not be the next segment. Not be the next segment.
Not a big fan.
When we talk about black quarterback, question:
What's up?
if you had a choice, Embiid's team or Simmons' team, whose team should it be?
Embiid is absolutely like. No, the thing with Ben Simmons is he won't even take the jump shots. Like it's just
He's another one.
That's in the off season.
Kyle Kuzma.
That's in the off. No, on that point.
The gender.
That's in the off season.
You don't feel like he got to get no better. Once you got the gender, when you got to get better.
He said basically, he said something along the lines of, I'm an all-star. I became an all-star, and I got $120 million.
And I got
something like I don't need to shoot jump shots.
I mean, and I got Kendrick.
I'm an all-star already. And it's like you don't see you wouldn't see Jimmy Butler. You don't see Giannis saying that. Giannis like, I'm just trying to get better.
Right.
He's taking the shots. Even though he was missing them. He was shooting like 14%. Like in January last year.
So if you right now, you get a deconstructed Philadelphia 76ers, you're putting Embiid as the first guy on your team as opposed to Ben Simmons. He's your number one.
Because Embiid, I have issues. Maybe his knees. I don't know how long he'll last into his 30s, but at least I know he wants it badly.
Gotcha.
They occupy for each other's space.
Is what Ben Simmons does well enough? That's the question. To offset his offensive liability.
Yes.
That fact that he's an offensive liability, and the numbers say. All the nerds say it is enough. My basketball eye tells me when the playoffs come
and they clamp down,
it won't be enough, bro.
They know how to solve it.
We know that because
you're gonna need another scorer, and Covington is not the answer, bro. Like you need one, and your boy Harris. I still feel he's a cut below what you think he is because a player like Harris is an 18-point to 20-point scorer during the regular season. In the playoffs. He's like a 13-point per game scorer, I guarantee you.
He's complimented. He's the third best player, and he stretches the floor, which is what they need. He's fine, yo. Like he's efficient.
He's still going to.
He's not a good enough third. He's not a good enough third leg. You need a big three.
I mean, I don't need a big three, man.
I think you need a big three.
Who's the big three for the Lakers? Who's the big three for the Lakers? Kuzma, right?
No one has a big three right now.
Right. The NBA is a little different.
I mean, if you look at
if no one has a big three, you only need a big two.
As long as the third
and you don't think Embiid and Simmons are big enough?
As long as your third piece does something, I feel like
to beat who? To beat the Clippers?
Like Draymond Green. Like Draymond Green with Golden State.
He's
not an elite player, but he does the things that Clay and Steph.
I guarantee you, Philly will lose to the Celtics in the playoffs if they have to face them.
You already owe me some money from the last bet. So you want to run that back?
What was the last bet?
He said that.
What's the last bet I just won?
You didn't win no bets on me.
I just did. When you got Ed Coda.
I'm just going. Oh yeah, you did.
That was just a point. You won, I lost. As far as
bring it back.
Who was on the team at that time?
Philly's gonna lose to the Celtics.
Yeah. I got Philly beating.
And don't sleep on Toronto.
Philly,
Why? Why not sleep on Toronto? Because they're battle tested, and that means a lot in the NBA.
Yeah, they're king.
Because Kawhi didn't take every shot. I watched Saki score 30 in some of those games. I watched Kyle Lowry play some of the best basketball of his career.
No one's feeling Miami?
And what's the other one?
They're one of those teams that look good in the regular
What's the
season.
one that come off the bench for Toronto? What he did last year.
Van Fleet?
Oh yeah. After he had the kid, man. That dude was,
he still beats them.
He beats them last year.
His kid was born.
Don't underestimate championship teams because it takes more than one guy to win a championship.
Van Fleet played great.
He was
in
playing
that last
terribly
game.
before the
playoffs?
girl was pregnant and he was playing awful.
Didn't Scottie Pippen take the Bulls to the conference semis or the conference finals?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had the championship formula intact already. It's more than one player.
They had the greatest coach of all time.
That too.
And they had probably, until now, the greatest European player of all time.
Cool coach, and they had ex superstars who are now
the first grade.
Ron Harper.
That were now just regular players.
Toronto has something to prove because Kawhi's going.
They
like,
do.
we still gotta win. They have something to prove.
That's true.
They got
They
ballers,
play
man.
hard.
They
They
do.
still good.
But I don't know if they have the talent to overcome.
They might. Listen, when it comes
Well,
down,
Let's get the money on the board. Let's make it all go good. Who you got?
I don't know.
In the East.
In the East, I don't know. I really don't
Who
know.
you got?
I got the Celtics.
All right, go. Who you
I
got?
think Philly can win a depleted East.
Okay.
East.
Put your social medias out there. So if you right or wrong, we're gonna
I got
tag
the
you.
Celtics coming out the East. Y'all know.
Celtics.
I'm not a fan of this
I
one
really
on
don't
Twitter
know.
all day.
I really don't know.
I got Philadelphia. I'm with you. Who you got in the West?
The Lakers.
Who you got?
Clippers.
Who you got?
Lakers.
Lakers.
It's gonna come down
I
to
got
the Clippers.
Clippers.
The Clippers and
I got
the
Houston, and then I got the Lakers third. I got Houston second. Come playoff time. I think Houston could beat the Lakers straight up.
I think Houston has the same problems with
Honestly,
that they always
a
have.
few
They
weeks
always
ago,
have,
I thought the Bucks was like doing well. They had a great team.
They still doing well.
Yeah, don't sleep on the Bucks. So
I feel like
wait.
They somebody.
Right, so you're not thinking
what?
so you think Philly could beat
Yeah,
Milwaukee?
Yeah,
Milwaukee is a great team.
matchup,
That's what I'm
man.
saying. That team's great.
Their team, see, operative word.
Their team is. They have a great team.
Philly don't have it.
I watched when
Philly
they
still
played
did a little
the,
disjointed
Lakers.
to me.
I watched when they played the Lakers, and I was
The
like,
consistency
it might be
is
a problem.
there with the Bucks.
Yeah, the Bucks. I see them.
It's not there with any of the other teams you mentioned.
That's
They
why
strike me
I
as a
can
squad, one of these squads that like when they play a different team every night, you know, they can they can scheme their way ahead.
I
Giannis is
can
great, but in a
see-
7-game series,
Yeah, well, they have a
that's
talent.
what happened last
They
year.
got a talent
I can
shortage
see
too.
them maybe taking the East, possibly. That's my opinion.
I mean, yeah, I can see it.
They're gonna come to the finals. I believe so.
We're gonna wrap this segment up. We're gonna highlight the Miami Heat. They're doing an excellent job with less talent than all the other
And
teams.
they got a cap room situation.
Yeah, they the Nets of last year.
No, they got to do a cap room
Drama
situation,
there.
man.
They have probably one of the top 3 rookies.
They the Nets of
Mr.
2018.
They have Bam, who's probably gonna win.
.5, yeah, that .5.
He'll be in the
All-Star
game.
All-Star game and also MIP, most improved player.
Yeah,
And they have Jimmy Butler, who's a closer who plays hard and is like his
Tyler
skill set.
Hero, the
Probably-
up-and-coming shooter.
He's only 19.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, they ain't saying nothing for this year, but
And they got Pat Riley who works magic. That dude was always finding cats in the G League. I mean,
Like my man.
and they
Brown.
have I'm saying in the future they got a dope capping situation. Y'all know
Yeah,
Miami something.
they're not there yet, but
that would be the finish. That would be the finishing touch.
Cool.
If they could take
Giannis to
Giannis
Miami.
and switch him from the Bucks
I'm just saying.
to Miami,
It's possible. It's possible.
There's too many alphas though.
how?
Jimmy's an alpha. Jimmy's like a real
But
alpha.
that don't mean anything because if Jimmy wants to eventually win a title, that's the type of move
He
that
gotta
has to
tone it down.
happen.
Yeah, you have to.
You know what I mean? Because
I think he gelled with
Him being the alpha
he
don't
gelled-
mean
he
anything
gelled
if he
with
wants to
Embiid.
win.
He gelled with Embiid. I think the problem there was Simmons, but I
Yeah.
think he'd be cool.
Simmons
I
had the
think he'd be
same
cool with
problem
something
Kyle
like
Kuzma has. Too many women,
Well, he got
too
one.
many Kardashian,
Right.
that Kardashian
Like-
connection.
He got
She's one with
Nobody
too many
talks about Ben Simmons' the Kardashian connection. Who has excelled being affiliated with anyone with the Kardashian? Their last name could be Kendall, but the brainchild of their development were the Kardashian daughters. Okay, so Ben Simmons, another one. Too many trips.
He likes
Too
the
many
life. He likes the
women.
life.
But you ain't win nothing yet, and you're using your young years to do this stuff.
When you should be peaking.
When,
Hold on, before
when
we
you
end-
really should be in the gym more.
Let me say this, though.
And Ben Simmons got some goddamn nerve being seen out anywhere with a goddamn 3-point shot like that. I don't care. I just have to say it. The audacity of these young boys with money nowadays.
Not even shooting. They won't
Not
take it.
even. Dude,
Clay, come
he
here.
won't
You
even
won't
take.
even record him taking it.
He won't even take the damn shot.
All right.
But he got the nerve to be at every pop club.
He'll shoot a shot out in the street.
He'll
gonna shoot.
he'll shoot a shot you never think he could make out in the street. And has taken 1 3-pointer in his career. I mean, think about that. It's kind of.
He shot a shot and pulled it.
I'm sure you have an analogy for that.
You
somewhere.
finished with your Kevin Love outburst?
No, that's Ben Simmons outburst.
Okay.
Ben Simmons and Kyle Kuzma.
That was a Kevin
Because I
Love
know what
outburst.
because I know what they out here
You
doing
go
in the
outlet pass
streets.
like right at your head.
But hold on.
I know what they out here doing in the streets.
But hold on.
It's not translating.
Yeah. Let's reel this in. Let's realize it. Let's not assume.
In the 80s, they sniffed hella coke and
Exactly.
still. And
But hold on, but
the
it's-
world be free.
it's a major difference.
Sniffed 3
Hold on,
lines,
hold
he
on.
came back and
Hold
dropped
on,
40.
Jay, that's a major difference. Social media, now we see him out with these people. League Fitz has him coming in with the gold, with the blonde hair and all that stuff. The eras are different.
It does.
Social media has allowed such a
Yeah,
thing
you
to
can't
happen.
do anything in private anymore.
Exactly. Back in the 80s and 90s, Jordan had
I know they was
rules.
having wild parties.
Bigger stars
Jordan
now,
had
too.
rules that people couldn't talk about.
More
him.
money. They got more money. Bigger
Now,
stars.
right, now, but still, the social media has changed that aspect, so we now know who he's.
Well, the
dealing with.
definition of winning has changed.
That has changed also. So winning now is 4 Instagram models as opposed to 4 championships, whatever the case may be.
Right.
But thank you for that outburst, but that was very.
That was funny.
That was the funniest shit of the day.
Who's feeling?
I just want these, I just
yeah.
want these young boys to fulfill their destiny, man. And I know times are changing, and I know it's just gonna take a rare type of individual to be able to really deal with the fame
see
and
your
still
pause.
want to win.
Oh, boys.
All right, I want to pause
And
now.
that's why I love Kobe so much.
All right, thank you. I love coming to you. We out. This segment is over. NBA basketball. We're gonna come back with another segment on the different lens. JR with the Spazz, Clay on the radio and all that stuff. DJ Killer Court.
Watching that young boy.
Do your damn thing. Your zigga zigga, zaga zaga.
It's
Go.
different.
When you see him, know it's on me. When you see him, know it's on me. When you see him, know that his tag's on me. Never had a moment.
And we are back. I put my hat on. This is a different lens. Again, I'm Mark Williams. To my immediate right, I have,
Katrina Plummer, the face.
and I have, who's that?
The gambler, the tragic antagonist. We hit different.
And we have a guest today,
DJ Dunston, still here.
still here.
DJ Dunston ain't holding it down with the different lanes crew.
He's gonna, yeah.
Yeah.
The NFL. Let's talk about the NFL.
Okay.
We are in a unique position right now as people of color. We have 4 out of 8 quarterbacks are of have a little POC attached to them.
That's right.
And then obviously we have a long history of doing well with that. Tell me about the NFL. What do you expect as far as playoffs are concerned? Who's going to win? Why? What's going on with the NFL?
Oh, I mean, as far as like my personal, who I think
That's what we hear. That's what we hear.
I mean, long game. I'm playing Kansas City. I just think it's time. Like Mahomes is, Mahomes is obviously an MVP caliber player. Won an MVP. Andy Reid, it's time to get that chip. It's time.
He didn't get one.
One
No.
of the best offensive
no,
coaches
no.
of the last 20 years. Yeah, it's time, man. Let's go win one this year.
What? Say that again. He's the best coach. What?
One of the best offensive minds
Oh,
of the
okay,
last
okay,
20
okay.
years.
Undisputed.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe I don't know. Big argument.
Who you got
And then
now?
the defense is looking right finally. One of the
Finally.
last 10 weeks of the year, they were one of the top 5 in the league.
Who you got?
Spagnolas.
I had Kansas City at the beginning of the year, contingent upon whether or not they can fix that
He
defense.
gets it.
They've seen it. They've seen to fix the defense. So I like them, but defeating Lamar Jackson's not going to be any easy task.
Wait. Didn't they beat him now?
They did beat him, but it's the playoffs now.
All right.
You know,
I'm just saying.
Different schemes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just saying,
And
I expect
they
that
gotta
game-
go on the road if they do beat them.
Oh, Baltimore has a home field.
Home field.
Yeah.
They're the number 1 seed overall.
No, that defense is hard. It's going to be a rough game for Mahomes regardless.
And that Ravens defense is coming after them. They got Terrell Suggs though. That was cheap. That was a cheap shot. That was
That was a
smooth.
big pickup,
That was
though.
smooth.
Because
wanted to go to the Ravens.
his veteran savvy.
Right.
I mean, he had a sack in the playoff game. He come off the couch getting sacks in playoff games. Regular season games.
Yeah.
His first game back.
He
rather.
came back like week 16,
Yeah,
17.
not in the playoffs. His first game back, he got a sack. So
Back and got a sack.
So it's hope for me to get into the league. Come off the couch and then go out there and get a sack.
I mean, if you was already like a 6-7 time Pro Bowler with Super Bowl rings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Last I saw he was in
He
Ballers.
let you back.
Last time I saw he was in Ballers. When I
He
was
was.
in
I thought he was retired then.
It was over. What the hell?
That was like 3 years ago.
They keep calling me.
Yeah, you gotta go.
They keep calling me.
You gotta go.
And when your team's constructed like that, and one piece could really help as far as leadership too, and understanding how to react in playoff
And
situations.
they need a pass rushing linebacker, another one.
Right.
It's,
And
You
he's
only
not
need to
doing
make
a lot
2
of
plays a game.
Yeah, he's not doing a lot of plays and downs and
nah,
stuff
he's
like that.
specialist.
2 big
now.
plays a game.
He's a
That's it.
specialist.
3rd and long, give me a sack.
Now what about the other side of the other bracket?
Oh, NFC. That's a little more wide open.
With dollars.
It's a little wide open. In my
Yeah,
mind.
that water went down funny.
I mean-
that water went down different.
It's different.
NFC?
That's a different ball game right there. That's a little more right on, man. Between the Packers and 49ers and the Seahawks who are injured, and that's a rough one. That's a hard one to pick.
No, Russell Seahawks never gonna be out the game.
Because of Russell.
Russell's doing a lot on his own, though.
Oh my God.
Left tackle right now. Chris Carson's hurt. And
Right.
Marshawn's there, but he's only getting a few carries a game.
That's
right. He's in the Terrell Suggs role.
Yeah, he's
basically.
the leadership role in the locker room, get everybody in shape.
Yeah, he's goal line.
Yeah.
He'll get a few. He'll get it on the 1 yard line finally.
NFC up for grabs.
Finally.
Because Minnesota might mess around and Kirk Cousins might finally do something.
I trust San Francisco more than I trust Green Bay.
Oh,
right now.
for sure. But I think Minnesota could make it happen.
With Kirk Cousins?
I don't know, but I mean, they won a game they shouldn't have won against New Orleans.
And that's what you got to do in the
defense.
playoffs.
Mike Zimmer's defense did this thing, but they got to go on the road though to win both of them.
Right.
I mean, it's one thing to win the Superdome. We got to do 2 more times.
Right. And I don't know how the offense will be on the road.
Who are they playing? Who the Vikings play?
The winner of
They play the Packers.
In Green Bay.
Yeah.
they play Packers in Green Bay. I mean, you could do all that. The Packers aren't unbeatable. They're not they're a great team.
They have to beat the elements.
You're right. You're right.
Elements.
I don't know. I'm not a big believer in Kirk Cousins, but what I do know is that we tend to make decisions based on what was happening before. And it's a new era now. And we see that with Tom Brady now is exiting. Drew Brees is about to exit.
Who's the next one coming up?
What?
Hall of Fame level type player.
They got a couple.
Quarterback.
Well, Patrick Mahomes, there's no better than
coming
him.
up in the league right now.
There's no better than Patrick Mahomes right now
Okay.
in the league.
Him.
But and Deshaun Watson is incredible. Lamar Jackson is incredible.
Sean, yeah.
And I think when Trevor Lawrence come up, he's gonna be one of those guys.
I think Tua, man. I think y'all sleeping on Tua. If he's
A lot of
healthy.
people like Tua. I just don't
Tua,
know.
okay.
Right, I don't know if
Alabama
Tua is
Tua?
Matt Ryan level.
No, he's
Or
no. That dude. They used to call him Hawaiian Tebow just because like he was a legend out in Hawaii. Came to Alabama. Like that's dude. I think he's gonna be a legend. I think he should be. He would have gone number one if Joe Burrow didn't have this breakout year. I'm not sold on him.
But they can have Burrow. Same way they can have Trubisky.
LSU kid?
Yeah, same way they can have. But
1 year wonder.
let's
Maybe.
talk about. So a few weeks ago I mentioned maybe the quarterback position is finally post-racial. Maybe we're finally almost there. But then you see a situation like Jalen Hurts, a player that he's not on the level of a Cam Newton or Lamar Jackson. But if he was white, would they judge him and critique him as harshly? I think he'd be an automatic top 10 pick if Jalen Hurts was a white quarterback. But it's the double-edged sword. He's in Oklahoma. It's the double-edged sword now. Now you know that they're good black quarterbacks, and teams are pursuing them.
Right.
But they're only pursuing the creme de la creme. You can't be a backup. That's my point. Jalen Hurts looks like a career backup to me, like that 40-year-old.
Justin Herbert looks like a career backup,
right?
But he's gonna be a 10.
He's
a top 10 pick.
That's my point.
Justin Herbert looks.
Mitchell
terrible when he
Trubisky
plays at
is a
competition.
great backup quarterback.
Trash.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
He got traded. They traded up to take him over.
They traded up to take him over to Sean
and Mahomes.
and Mahomes.
But the main,
So
and Mahomes.
those GMs are fired now, I'm sure.
I mean, Ryan.
No,
Pace's
because
still
Bill
there.
Polian's still working.
Ryan,
and he's still embarrassing
Ryan Pace-
himself.
Ryan Pace is still there.
We have to address that.
Go.
Remember? He's trash!
Yeah, that's DJ
From the
Dunston.
first episode,
Yep.
and we were clowning Bill Polian for his comments about Lamar Jackson. The epitome of old man white privilege is to then go and not vote for him for the Pro Bowl.
He basically doubled down on what
Was
he
it
did.
Pro Bowl or All Pro?
All Pro, sorry.
All Pro.
Tomatoes, potatoes.
You voted
Yes.
for Russ, which from what I've heard,
Because that's the easy one.
But also, I think they have like a he goes on his show sometimes. Apparently, they have a radio show, and then Russ goes in there a lot, so might be something going on there. But
DJ Copper, please, for Bill Polian.
Yeah, but he's old, man.
Right.
old.
So get him out of here. Like, why do we accept this?
He's old.
That's why we have shows like A Different Lens. And I can't help it.
Call him out.
I can't help it if we don't have 5,000 people right now listening to this show. I eventually expect that we will. But they're missing a lot. Because when you keep listening to the same people over and over and over and over again, you start believing things like LeBron James is the GOAT.
How do you get back?
But I digress. But I digress. Back to you, big dog.
right there.
So, We got coming up. Who's the next big superstar in NFL?
I mean, all right. So I'd say Mahomes. I agree with Lamar.
Right.
Deshaun. Like I said, I like Tua. And Russ is already there.
Yep.
Who's the fifth guy? That's a good question, man.
So who's the prototype quarterback
Like a
that's
pocket
still going to
quarterback,
be good?
pocket
Yeah,
dude.
that's still going to be.
Trevor.
In the pocket quarterback? Traditional
Look,
quarterback?
I didn't know about Trevor till I saw him take that hit in the bowl game. I got to be real with you.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, no. He's been
No, I like
one of the
him,
highly rated joints,
but
freshman. Yeah.
there's a difference between being able to take that type of abuse.
From a 19-year-old?
Carson Wentz got rocked, left the game.
I mean, he got a headshot, but he's
Trevor
he gets hurt a
Lawrence
lot.
caught wrath, got up, came back and did his thing. I just like to see that. I like to know that my quarterback can
Perseverance.
hit.
You take the hit, keep on. He had a rough start to the year, and he got
did.
back on track. And
Well, you know, that's the hype. That was a lot of the hype. You coming off a national
He came in
championship.
feeling good as a true freshman.
He did the Zion Williams
he got a little
postseason.
reckless.
He was on the Zion Williams postseason playing.
He came in feeling himself a little reckless.
So he was not
And he was
good.
playing some bad comp. He knew get win regardless. He took some risks, but he got back
But if
on
you got
track.
the talent, you got the talent. That's the difference. You always talk about the talent and the focus.
How your man get back into basketball?
I don't know. You keep going back.
Messing with these basketball
There's
fans.
Zion in there. I don't know what's going on. At any rate, football is here to stay. We have big games coming up this weekend. I'm happy because players of color are doing very, 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 very well. Which leads me to the next thing. A lot of job openings, a lot of firing, a lot of pink slips went out last week. Any black coaches on up next?
I mean, Eric Bieniemy is the one coach.
He was nice
we
too.
talked
He was
about.
good as
Eric Bieniemy.
He's in the same pipeline as Matt Nagy and Peterson with the Eagles.
And
Right,
come
Peterson.
on, let's call a spade
Former
again.
player too.
If Eric Bieniemy was Caucasian, I truly believe that he would be one of the top, like Zach Taylor last year, he would be one of the top coaches. Because look at what
He would be
Kansas City's offense has done
Right.
since he's
Right.
built.
He'd be in the same, like you said, the
Right.
same pipeline. Everyone
Right.
was going after Nagy, and before that they went after.
And if you're going to hire Mike McCarthy because he had Aaron Rodgers for 13 years, then you definitely have to.
Because he just got the Cowboys,
Right, you can't pass on Eric Bieniemy because he had Pat Mahomes and think that that can't
Who should
translate.
hire him?
I think the Giants need a young offensive coach. They want Matt Rule. This is my point.
But
You're gonna pick a coach with another college coach.
They've been
right?
they've been loving him for like 2 years though. This isn't like a fling.
Look,
Right, that's true.
Look, bro. It's 2020. Y'all can keep doing those 2015 moves if you want. It's 2020. Eric Bieniemy, a Chris Richard from Dallas, a David Shaw. That's moving into the future and giving. You want offensive side of ball coaches? David Shaw
But
is
David
an
Shaw won't
offensive
leave
side.
college. He won't leave Stanford.
Have they really given him an
It's not, I don't think
opportunity?
it's a problem. Like he just hasn't left.
These dudes threw what kind of bag at John Gruden to come out the booth? Throw David Shaw a bag that's respectful of his talent, and he'll
bag
come.
is real, man. That's a real bag.
Yeah, but
Alma mater.
he has money. At a certain point in your career, you want to test yourself against the best in your profession. You can tell me all you want about I'm happy in college. That's why Nick Saban was happy in college. Every coach wants to at least find out.
Do that bad.
If you have egos like they have, ain't no way you happy just staying in college.
I agree with that.
Mike Krzyzewski
Yeah,
at
for
least
sure.
had to coach the Olympics to see how it feels to coach some pros. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Lincoln Rise thinking about leaving.
So the Cowboys just hired
Mike
McCarthy.
Absolutely.
Who's gonna go to the Giants?
I don't know. They like Matt Rule from Baylor.
I mean,
And the Redskins just
But
hired.
McDaniels is
Rivera.
still available as well. Josh McDaniels, the OC
Yep.
from the Patriots.
But didn't the Giants say that they want to hire the coach to hire the GM? Who said
yeah, they have like a weird. Yeah, that was not. They're talking about hiring a coach and then they'll evaluate Dave Gettleman.
Right.
And that's like a weird. I think that's a weird situation in general. Unless you're gonna get someone who's a veteran. I think it's weird to bring in a first like an Adam Gase situation.
I can't even see what
I did.
people are
The
saying
Jets did
on
that.
live,
The
Don't
Jets
worry
did
about
that. The Jets did that with Adam Gase and that didn't work out. Like what?
The Jets always make that hire.
Hold on.
Jets are terrible at hiring.
Okay, they finished the year.
They haven't
very
had
well.
an offense.
They finished.
They haven't had an offense
Le'Veon
in
Bell
a
wants
decade.
out. Le'Veon Bell wants out.
You sign Le'Veon Bell, you don't even use him. Like the Jets are just ineptitude.
But like
at
Adam
his
Gase,
best, bro.
that's a situation. Adam Gase didn't want Le'Veon. It's just a whole mess.
But the point is, they finished 6 in a row at the end, right?
Yeah, I mean they
Something like
finished
that.
Was it 6 in a row?
The problem,
Whatever.
The
They
problem
got
with
6 in a row,
the
but-
problem with the NFL that I have, especially when bad teams win a lot of games at the end of the year, is they're not really playing. Once that pressure is off you,
Oh, yeah, it's easy to play. It's
Yeah,
easy
they
to
were out
play.
to play.
that's why my Knicks are going to play themselves out of the top 3 pick again. I talk about worst organizations ever. It's actually Knicks fans. I know I'm going back to basketball, but it's actually Knicks fans cheering that the Knicks are winning. I find that laughable, bro. So you want to win and end up with the 7th pick, right? Like, I just can't do it with the Knicks anymore.
Okay, I'm going to say this. I'm going to go on record.
Just lose out
They tried that.
That's what
but-
and try to get Wiseman, Cole, or Melo, or Edwards. Somebody's eventually going to be a superstar.
The Giants tried that
For us.
It got work.
Nah. The Knicks need to. Philly got the tank for years, and they blew a couple top 3 picks before they got
Don't even sound
Simmons
the
and
Knicks. You
Embiid.
know, I'll clown them.
Who the Knicks?
I'll clown the Knicks for
Please do. The
for
Knicks are
Knicks.
clowns. They about to play themselves out of the lottery.
They did that. I mean,
What
They-
point would
they
that?
got-
you know what I mean? Like, what point does that even make?
Here comes the tornado. Go, tornado.
listen, they thought they had number 1 pick last year. They got that turned out. So maybe they should try to win something for a change.
Hey,
Maybe they should try what the Celtics did and try to play instead of get into the lottery.
what do you think, Mark? I think the Knicks actually made out well last year, not having to deal with that Zion situation.
What?
Because New York would have went crazy if he couldn't play too.
Oh,
That'd just be typical Knicks curse.
His fat ass.
So that actually saved us. Let the Pelicans deal with that BS. You know what I mean? The Knicks didn't have time to bring in an overweight superstar that has not learned how to has bad training
New York,
habits.
this is typical New York, though. You know,
Yeah, he's-
y'all,
yes,
some,
no, right?
Y'all some two trying to holler at 9, telling them we don't need that 9. She
You
turned
right.
it down like we don't want her anyways.
Right. It's true. That is
That's
New York.
true, that is true.
We like, yes. Oh, you don't want it. You wouldn't know that.
Fuck out of here, you bum ass. That's Heavy Z. Zion. Ooh, Heavy Z.
And the Nets just running a
Like
big,
that one?
and the Brooklyn Nets just running a big red cross over
That
there.
definitely was-
Imagine but imagine that situation too. Imagine if Durant and Kyrie came to the Knicks, it would be the same thing. You'd have them both hurt,
That's a
I
fact.
know.
and we'd have no future.
You know what's
So
funny
I
about
think
that?
the Knicks was saved this past
But
draft.
by injuries.
Yes,
That's, you know what's
they
funny?
Always chasing that quick,
Always
get rich quick
chasing.
team, huh?
Always
You know what's
chasing.
funny? We don't even care that KD and Kyrie are out. Because the Nets don't even matter really in New York.
They don't.
They don't.
Like,
They
Like
would. They would have mattered if those guys came right away and played together.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
they
were.
Everything was
They
screwed
would.
when
But they
Durant
come-
got hurt.
they're
But right now,
Now it's like
broken
Amari and Carmelo. Remember how
They're
we
broken
could never get them
Helped at the
exactly
same time,
helped
yeah.
at the same time? I see that for the Nets, and it's sad because they could have almost had something. But Kyrie's injury history, he's
broken down.
thank you.
every
He's
year,
just
you know.
breaking down every year. Thank you. And
gotta
then
take him
to
for
ask
engine check.
Durant, who's no spring chicken,
yeah.
to come back and
Foot
beat
injury,
and beat the
Achilles
KD that was
injury.
playing 100 games a year
First of all, that injury he had is like,
is a wicked.
yeah, it's a Achilles. That's
He can
real.
shoot,
that's a rip.
which helps.
That helps. And he's still 7 feet damn near.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to help.
But I don't think he'll be the
He's not
exact
That's
same
it.
guy.
That type of injury is very hard to come back.
And
from.
to that level, yeah, and they're gonna need. It's not like he can be
Right, they're gonna need him.
He's got to be elite.
They talk about going for
Top three.
championships. You don't have Steph Curry, Clay out there so you can rest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
that's right.
You got Kyrie.
You got a Kyrie who's
Kyrie.
only going to play 60, 50,
Knee
60
injuries
games.
every year.
Because from here on in,
shoulder. He can't lift the shoulder of his head.
now you got to load management that guy. Because you got too much money invested in
That's
him.
true.
He can never play more than 55 games if he's on my team
Right,
again.
right, that's true.
I got to save you, especially if Durant comes back. So what does that happens then?
He's gonna be low managed.
They don't get to really
That's
develop
what
the
I'm saying.
chemistry,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
He's not gonna play that many games together.
That's true.
So we don't know. I don't know. I just see LeBron and the Lakers doing this thing for a couple years, and then I see a whole new NBA opening up. I swear, it's only going to take one player to go on Portland, one player to go on Dallas before everything changes.
Portland's cursed.
Portland is
But
I don't know. If
like
Lillard-
I said,
I don't know
one
if
player
Lillard- I don't
can
know if
really
Lillard-
make a difference over the next 5 years with these teams. I'm sorry.
I don't know if Lillard is enough to lead them to championship.
He's not the
He's
best
not.
player on a championship team. He's,
No.
I
He's
don't
not.
think so. He's not.
He's
Nah,
not.
he's like
not.
he's barely made All-Star games. At this point.
Yeah.
There's just so much depth
Yeah,
there.
I agree with that. We're gonna wrap up NFL, black coaches, black superstars. Back to the NBA segment.
They popping right now though.
It is.
Who?
Yeah,
NBA?
yeah.
NBA's the best
Early
shit.
January.
It's very exciting.
This is a dog day.
The games aren't, but the media is doing a hell of a job
Everybody-
keeping the NBA alive. That's all I'm saying.
NBA media is
right
right
about
about
that.
that. Absolutely.
NBA media is the best media
NBA
in
Twitter.
the world.
NBA Twitter is the decade. NBA Twitter became
Twitter guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yep, you are. You
All
are.
right, we out. Yeah. DJ Killer Court.
Whatever
it is. And we're back with different lenses. I'm Mark. You are.
Katrina.
You are.
The gambler.
You are.
DJ Dunston.
A guest host today, and we're going to do a thing called Firing Squad. We're just going to shoot things at him because he's Yahoo. Yahoo, Shadow League, and all these other places. So I'm gonna lead off. He's just going to answer the questions or speak upon the person that's mentioned.
Yeah. Something like that.
Something like that. Serena Williams.
Oh, might have missed her last shot to win another Grand Slam and to catch
Margaret
Court.
Court. 24.
Yeah, I mean, she keeps coming up short though. And the nerves get to her. I don't know if she's gonna get. I don't know if she has another chance.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, she's getting 39.
She's like battling Mother Nature right
39.
now. She's
She
racing against
She done beat him one time.
She can get to the finals.
She gets to the finals, but she gets in her own head. You can see her get tense, and then once she loses a set, maybe two, she gets tense. She starts,
So he's trying not to use the word choke. He's saying tense, but I think Serena is choking
she needs
a
a
little
sports
bit
psychologist. She really does.
for that last one, because she's losing in finals to people that she really should beat.
She needs a sports psychologist. Like she needs like a Brian Moore 2010 after he had that thing with Dallas. Like she needs someone to talk to because she's definitely overthinking it.
Give him something.
What do you got?
LeBron James.
Oh, I mean, the GOAT. No,
What you know?
nah. I mean, I think LeBron. Like, listen, I'm
35.
I'm gonna see. I want to know what's happened. I want to see what happens if LeBron wins number 4. You know, like, a lot of Kobe stand is in LA. A lot of Kobe fans still hate
Kobe
LeBron.
never let the league assist.
If he gets to 4 and he starts threatening 5, you know, there's gonna be a civil war in LA. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Okay.
A
What you
civil
got?
war.
Cardi B commenting on President Trump's airstrikes.
You know, man.
Doesn't it show
listen,
some? Yo, Cardi B got a lot to
Cardi B
say.
got a lot to say about like politics and like, yo, she
does.
rattled off some like U.S. presidents, man.
There's a lot on politics.
Listen, she did get like social studies and world geography. I can tell y'all. That was a subject. I didn't hear what she said about airstrikes, but I'm sure that shit was.
She said she's gonna move her family to Africa because Trump's really pissing her off with these airstrikes, and she's she's just tired of the way that Trump's moving, and he's messing stuff up for her. And her fans offer, pictures of head wraps of her and culture that they could wear. So Cardi said she's gonna start her own island in Africa.
Oh, okay.
And she's gonna be the president.
All right, hold on. We're gonna. Cardi, thank you, but no thank you. Your world, your political commentary. Stay in your lane, boo boo.
Yeah, no, wait. You don't remember when Cardi said? You don't remember when Cardi was mad at Trump because?
We all mad at
She
Trump.
feels so sorry for black men
Trump, but
because nobody care about them, and who gonna care about the black men?
Thank you, Cardi. Thank you.
I thought she was doing
Because black women don't want black men right now.
My turn again.
Yes.
Tom Brady.
Oh, I mean, the GOAT, man. It's time. Where's he gonna play next year? I would say. All right, my question is, where's he gonna play next year? My bet is on the Chargers. I like that city. They don't have anyone in the pipeline. They don't have a draft pick high enough to pick anyone.
So they get Rivers out of there?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's like Joe Montana going to KC.
Overrated his whole career. Couldn't win in the postseason. That ugly throwing motion. That little shot put. Like he belonged in the Olympics more than NFL in the backfield in the NFL.
He sure did throw a lot. That's all I can say about Philip Rivers.
Bring in Antonio Brown and Keenan Allen.
He sure did throw a lot. That's all I can say about Philip Rivers. He sure did.
Got Lynn out there. He's a great coach. I think you bring in Brady for one run.
What's he like, third all time in pass attempts? Philip Rivers. For real.
He throws it up.
Yeah, I mean, he got 9 kids, so it's time for him to, be home. Be at home.
Eli Manning.
You skip K.
Why you skip me?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Eli Manning.
Are you into boxing?
No.
I was gonna say Gervonta Davis.
Oh, I can't comment on that. I only follow boxing like closely.
All right, so then you know what? We'll.
They still boxers out there?
Yeah.
Like, people still box? I thought like.
If it ain't, it's too many belts, man.
He just
If it
had
ain't rough, it ain't me.
He just won. He's still, I think.
Yeah, Gervonta just won other night.
This one other night.
You know what I'm saying? In his locker room. Man, everybody's out there in the locker room. They have
There's like 15 world champions in the
He
heavyweight.
came out to
division.
Lil Baby.
I don't think he's heavyweight. I don't think he's
No, I'm saying
heavyweight.
I'm saying that, for example.
Lil Baby was rapping.
Lil Baby rapping, yeah.
Casanova
They
was
snapped
back there.
Lil Baby up out of there. You gotta go to jail for a minute.
And
He really a boxer? Yeah, he's in jail.
Yeah,
Little
Baby.
he under Floyd Mayweather. That's why
Oh,
he's
Lil
heavy.
Baby.
Herbo?
No, Lil Baby.
Yeah, I know her,
Yeah,
bro.
He was fucking G Herbo baby mother.
Ari.
Man,
Yeah,
it's,
that was mad drama.
They all
with G
pass
Herbo.
around the same. Why are they all the same women?
Now
That's
he's
my
back with baby
question.
mother.
But G Herbo, what's the next chick too? So
You think there'd be like
DJ,
15
Fabulous
women
daughter.
in rap music? Go ahead.
no,
Yeah, I don't know. I know Herbo. I remember
Yeah,
what
I know
song he
the
did.
spec.
I don't know that's about
He
it.
dates Fabulous stepdaughter now, like Emily B. daughter. And I think.
Who you got?
Black Team
I'm
Z.
gonna go with Donald Trump. How do you feel about Donald Trump?
We don't have any memory cards to go.
Oh man, I don't have
this
all
has
day
been
for this one.
recorded.
Whew. Oh yeah, Secret Service watching.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, this dude's gonna get. He's gonna mess our situation up. He's losing. He's sundowning, man. He's going to see now.
Already on his head.
Do you feel like he's doing this because he's in his last year?
Of course.
Oh no,
Do you feel like
no.
do you feel like he's doing this because he's
no,
in
he
his
talking
last
about
year?
four more.
Like the interesting thing about Donald Trump
He
does this thing where like if you ever like pay attention to his tweets or old videos, you can find anything he says. He projects, and if you look at his old tweets when he talked about President Obama, he would project. So like this thing in Iran, he predicted it. You ever seen this?
Yes,
video?
I did.
I mean, he does it's everything though. Everything.
He talks out loud, man.
Yeah, he's wagging the dog. It's a diversionary tactic. Age is as old as time, but it's more extreme with him because he has a personality disorder and he does not care what happens to the rest of us.
And he's sending
He's
kids
just trying not to go to prison
to
He
the
knows
death right now.
He's screwed the minute he leaves office. So he's just he's throwing as many rocks as
Get everything he can right
distract
now.
us, throw everything he can, throwing a bunch of shit against the wall.
Yep.
Hoping something sticks. And as usual, it's not gonna work because it always splashes back on him.
William President
Because he's not as brilliant. Because he's not as brilliant as he thinks he is. Classic narcissist. When the world ends for a narcissist, it's got to end for everyone else.
What you got, Jay? Oh, you said Eli Manning?
That's about Eli, man. Why
Yeah, don't
you tell
disrespect. Don't disrespect on my show.
Eli? Nobody cares about Eli. He's toast, irrelevant. Post and
Different
toast.
lens.
He's done.
He was going to New England.
Burnt toast.
I'll take that.
You want him going to New England?
He's done. No. He's a backup or he's out the league. Come on.
He said he's not doing that.
Then he's out the league.
Well, he's delusional, but it's okay because that's how great players are. They don't want to hang it up. You gotta make them hang it
wants
up.
Eli to start from him more.
You gotta make
Nah,
them.
he's over. It's over.
He's a rap.
Last round.
We already have
I'm gonna
Jameis
give you-
Winston, right? We don't need another
Who?
quarterback to throw 20.
Why didn't you ask me about that?
He's got one more round.
Oh, okay.
On my phone down.
Let me give you something hard. Pause. Matt Riley.
Pat Riley? Oh man, I think probably one of the more brilliant one of the greatest basketball lives anyone's ever lived. I mean, national champion in high school in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Yep.
Played in the movie, played in Texas Western.
Got to play against Texas Western.
Technically, he was in a movie.
Yeah.
One of the greatest championship games ever. I mean,
What movie was that?
what was Glory Road?
Glory Road. Yeah.
60-16, I think. Yeah. So, at the NBA level, became a coach for the Lakers, obviously one of the greatest franchises ever. Just Showtime Lakers started that run. Started the two-peat. That was his idea.
They gloss over his
repeat.
gleaming failure.
Three-peat, right?
Leaving John Starks in the game cost the New York a championship.
Got to the Knicks. He won with the Knicks, which no one else has done since.
But
Jeff Van Gundy took over for a little bit.
He lost that championship for us.
And then he went to Miami, became an exec. He's won for. He
He
for
didn't
20.
lose the championship.
Yes, he
Starks
did.
lost the shit
No, he
by
didn't.
shooting those damn air
No, he
balls.
didn't.
I'm riding with my man. That's my man.
All right.
He got me there.
Let me explain something to you real simple that would have been an easy way for the Knicks to have a banner, okay?
Oh boy.
You have two of the most, you have one of the most prolific shooters of all time, and then a strict jump shooter, and Hubert Davis, and then you got Ro Black on the bench.
Hubert
right?
Davis, I'm better than Hubert
What's the
Davis.
last thing that goes? Your jump shot. Yeah. So those guys could have hit me, and they are jump shooters. Rolando Blackman is one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. Am I lying? Hubert Davis as well was purely a jump shooter. Purely.
I mean, I don't know.
You're going to take your chance with John Starks over Rolando
No,
Blackman.
I'm not in game 7 when John Starks can't hit a shot. I'm going to bring in a veteran who I know will at least hit me 3 out of 7 jump shots. Metrics definitely was not around back then.
This alternate history stuff makes you feel good.
No, I watched it.
It's like Man in the High Castle.
I watched it. I was in upward bound.
Blackman.
I was in upward. Yes, he was 50. Yes, that don't mean anything. I was an upward bound counselor in Norfolk, Virginia. I was an upward bound counselor for high school kids. So I'm on Old Dominion campus in the little quad with all little high school kids. We had to watch for that summer, watching the game. Of course, I'm from New York. All these kids are they all cheering for Houston. All of them.
Wait.
I'm the only New Yorker. I'm flashing back, 94, ODU campus. When I'm doing my upward bound counseling thing, teaching the young youth. You know?
Where we going with
like Wu-Tang, teaching the truth to the young black youth. I was,
good one.
I'm down there. We watching the game
I know.
in the little quad.
I'm not talking about my video.
I'm watching the Knicks blow the game. I'm watching John Starks shoot brick after brick after brick, and I'm looking at veteran players who you could have given 5 minutes to. Ro Black would have came off the bench, banged you 2 quick jumpers. Remember, the game was within 3, within 2. Starks just couldn't hit a damn shot.
Story time with Jay.
That's the next segment.
Patrick Riley, that was the low point of his entire NBA career. The fact that the Knicks had the team to win, and they couldn't do it. Ewing and Elijah Wan should have split titles. Elijah Wan should not have had 2 titles, and Patrick had none. He was not that much better than Patrick Ewing. But now people tell the story like Patrick was some bum. Do you realize? I'm gonna go on my Patrick Ewing rant, then I'm gonna stop. Patrick, do you realize that Patrick just probably won't even make?
No, it's gonna make the cut.
Patrick Ewing was like the most highly touted player coming out of high school in the history of the game since Louis Alcindor. It was Louis Alcindor, Patrick, Iverson, then LeBron. If you want to really be true about the situation. There were a lot in between, but I'm talking about mythical. It was Alcindor,
Kareem
Abdul-Jabbar, then Pat, then AI, then Bron. As far as those guys coming out of high school, college, whatever that would just, and then Zion. But I don't think he lived up to that. But you could put Zion in there too, right?
Social media creation.
Man, it hurts me how Ewing never played with anyone, man. Allen Houston and John Starks were the best guards he ever played with. You had guys like workman guys, you know, like look at a team like the Clippers have now, or the Golden State had, or LeBron has, or even the Celtics had, or even Philly when they went 4-4-4, they had all those guns. The Knicks have been trash.
This is cathartic.
Even when they were good, they were really trash. What they played was bully ball.
It's like therapy.
Right? They mugged people.
Exhausted.
Oh, we done?
No. Keep going.
They mugged people. Patrick Ewing, to me, and I'm not a huge Patrick Ewing fan, but I am a Knicks fan. I just don't think he got the respect he deserves. I think he was a much, much better player than they give him credit for. His knees were shot before he ever got to the league. Now, you see all the centers that shoot on them threes and everything now? Patrick could have easily done that.
They'd been like a million kids named Pat.
Yup, Patrick changed his whole game. When his knees went bad, that was 3 years into Patrick's career. He was a whole different type of player. He was a defensive monster. He came to the Knicks. His favorite move was the fadeaway off the back of the leg. Patrick Ewing was a monster. I feel sad for the leg. I think Charles Barkley gets the respect he deserves because he stayed in the public eye. Patrick Ewing has faded into NBA history.
Couldn't even become a head coach.
I mean, the level of player he was and who he was considered
he gets
to be,
a lot.
and to have to carry that Knicks team, he never played with another Hall of Famer.
So
you know that?
I know that.
Never.
I know that.
And he gets no respect.
Okay.
I just feel bad for the dude.
John Starks.
He was a cocky bastard, though, you know. It's his fault.
Shot the ball because he's a shooter. He's going to keep. Pat Riley thinking he's going to get hot. That's
Shot us right out the game.
Where the hell were we?
On Patrick Ewing.
We never said nothing about no fucking
And his disgraceful legacy.
Pat Riley.
Pat Riley. That was John Starks.
Sorry, I said Pat, and then that set off something.
Yeah, it's a trigger. It's a trigger.
Yeah, you got triggered. Therapy, bro.
Yeah,
it works.
It's cool. It's cool.
I mean, black men, we should like really go to therapy more often. We shouldn't like neglect our mental health. I'm just saying, you right, we go on some things.
Yo,
right
that's
now,
25 years ago now.
Let it go, bro.
Let it go. All right, we out of here. Different lens. We out of here. 2 things. Again, David Stern, R.I.P.
R.I.P. David Stern, definitely.
Shout out to Vince Carter for having playing NBA basketball for 4 decades. That's amazing of itself.
Shout out for playing insignificant ball for a long time.
Yeah.
Nah, but Vince Carter always has a
We're not gonna go to Vince Carter rant.
No, I get it.
He was nice though.
He was super nice.
He played for Scrubs for a decade.
He was super nice.
What?
He just never played a meaningful game like once he left the Nets.
He really had.
Oh, remember that playoff game with Toronto that he came late because he had to get his diploma?
So you mad at that?
No, that's all I need to know about Vince Carter. It's the NBA, my man.
Wait, no.
I skip my college graduation, but I'm not
care about all that. I don't care about all that.
Skipping the degree?
That's not helping nobody.
Come on, fuck.
I mean, you still get a
What you
degree.
mean?
but-
You don't-
Vince Carter, thank you for your 40 years of service. Not 40 years of service. 4
Thank you for
decades
your
of service.
Yeah, because for you, Toronto
I'll
probably
see-
had to wait 20 more years to get to the NBA.
I'll
Finals.
see you in Springfield, Massachusetts when you're going to the Hall of Fame, because you will
Definitely.
go into the Hall of Fame.
Sure will.
You revolutionized the dunk contest first and foremost.
Never took a shot that meant anything. So yeah,
Nah, remember he was the best player on the Toronto team.
I remember, and he was nice with the Nets.
Yeah, he had the greatest
I
point
still
guard of all,
make-
second greatest point guard of all time.
I knew T-Mac would be the best.
And he
there.
still couldn't close no deal. Didn't they go to back-to-back finals
They ran
before he
into
got
they
there.
Yeah.
ran into this buzzsaw
Before he got
of Kobe and Shaq.
with RJ and
Well, they lost to
Kid
Spurs,
and-
and they could have won that Spurs series.
They ran into Tim Duncan, the greatest power forward.
Yeah, no, they weren't gonna beat them.
And they ran into Shaq and Cole.
Yeah, of course they weren't gonna beat them.
Oh, we out here, different lens.
Different lands and different.
Crazy shit. I don't know. She's over there fighting. I don't know what's going on.
Hit the club on Saturday and Sunday. I used to pull up every week, you should have seen her. The way she did it, nobody could do it cleaner. I seen her in a suit from her birthday, and I can tell you the reason he's feeling thirsty. Lil' mama getting it in.